All right, good day, yogis. This is Stephen Chang coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. My Venmo information is Simha Yoga Lab. That is my handle. And the 4-digit ID code, if you're prompted for verification, is 8096. Classes are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. Today's class is Basics, and it's a level 1. If you are just starting out to practice with me, welcome. If you have any kind of existing conditions or step limitations, or if you have any kind of injuries, please pull back a little bit and make sure that you are making some good decisions about the poses that you are taking. Make sure you don't overdo anything, don't push anything, and hurt yourself. Always think about what poses are most appropriate for you. Now, if you're tight around the lower back or on your hips, please elevate and sit up on a block. Sitting up tall, palms face up. Let the fingers come together, move off, thumb and index fingers touching. Allow your shoulders to broaden as you ground evenly through your feet. Continue with your breath. Deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Elongate through the spine. Take 3 ohms together. Inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer in front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Gato Piwa, Yaha Smari, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Pishendraha, Suchihi. Starting to open the eyes, palms face up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side, elongating through the left side of the neck. And take the chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand to the right side. And then chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the left hand. Chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side. Roll it back. Opposite side. Roll center. A few more rounds at your own pace. And take the chin back to center and pause. And then take in the opposite direction. back to center again. Lifting the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Coming off your blocks, extending the legs forward, separating the feet. Hands are supporting to either side and turning your toes toward each other and roll out, draw in, roll out, draw in, outer rotation, circling. Take it back to center, switch them around. And back to center again. Cross your shins, take the opposite shin on top. Raise the arms up high to extend, twist to the right on the exhale. Back to center, arms up. Exhale, other side. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Back to center, other side. Take back to center, legs forward, forward fold. Re-lengthen on the inhale, making sure your spine is nice and neutral. We also tend to kind of like reach forward with the chin, thinking that we're elongating. We're actually just crunching the back of the neck, right? So make sure that you're leaning forward. Think about the line of your torso, right? Which is slightly tilting forward, which means your gaze should be slightly down and forward as well, so the back of the neck stays neutral to the rest of the spine. And then from there, as you hinge deeper from the hip joints, keep lengthiness through your spine and drawing forward. Now, if you can't grab your feet, you can always grab your ankles or your shins anywhere along the legs so that you can get some support to lean forward a little bit more deeply. Take it back to center. Keep the legs extended. Flex your feet so that the back of the legs stay grounded and supportive, right? Right hand behind you, left hand to outer right leg. Now let's re-lengthen the spine. Now you need to check your alignment, right? Look down to make sure that you're not rounded, right? Then once you have that lengthiness and you feel nice and tall, then lift your chin about parallel to the floor so you're coming back to neutral. And then from that central axis of the vertical spine, twist. Take it back to center. Left hand behind you, right hand to outer left leg. Lengthen your spine, twist, and look past your left shoulder the best you can. Using your hands as support, as you pull against your outer left leg with your right hand, twist a little bit deeper. Also ground firmly through your left fingertips down to the floor for support. Take it back to center. Hands to either side. Broaden your shoulders by kissing your shoulder blades together. Lift the heart center up and gently looking up. So you're not looking up all the way. Just look forward, maybe about 45 degrees. And release, come back to neutral. Step your feet about mat width distance, okay? So everyone at home should be facing forward, right? So you're going along with the mat. I'm just facing you for the demonstration. All right, so you're going to take the left hand to inside the left leg. Reach your right arm out to extend. Raise your right arm up over the right ear and pointing forward, the palm is facing down. Slide over to the left. Keep using your left hand to press to the inner left leg. Then take the right hand back behind you. Let your right shoulder stack more actively by pressing the top of the right hand to your lower back. You're looking past your right shoulder towards the sky. Raise your right arm back up and over the right ear for the side stretch. Then lift back to vertical, switching sides. Press your right hand to inside the right leg. Extend the left arm out. Side bend a little bit deeper to the right. And then palm facing up and overhead, reach over the left ear toward the front of the ring. Then take the left hand behind you, half bind. Press the top of the left hand to lower back. Retract your left shoulder back as you stack your shoulders. Then re-raise your left arm overhead, re-extend, come back up to vertical. All right, this time, take your hands slightly further back, but then you're also rotating your hands outwardly. All right, so slightly back behind you. Lift up, broaden your shoulders, and then again, gently looking upward. So this broadening of the chest and slight looking upwards is now arching your spine. Right? So oftentimes we slouch and we round forward, right? So that's really bad posture. That's a really bad posturing. And so what you want to do is do more of these heart openers, right? To arch your spine, going into a back bend. And that in time, as you keep repeating this and holding this, it'll start to regulate that roundedness going forward and going back into the reverse position of more of a back bending. And hopefully, eventually, you get to a much more healthy positioning of the spine. All right, come back to neutral. Re-support with your hands. Lift the feet, go a little bit wider. All right, so we're going to twist this time. Let's rotate to the left. Again, left hand behind you. Right hand out the left leg, twist. Okay, as you keep twisting, I'm going to rotate back this way to give you a side view. Okay, so we're at a vertical spine right now. Now release the action of the twist. Walk your left hand a little bit further back. Now as you lean back, you don't want to round the spine to lean back, right? You want to maintain that lengthiness as you rotate. Now once you have the rotation, you can bend your left elbow, lean back even more to get a different spot along the spine to twist. You can take the right hand to the floor for support or keep pressing to the outer left leg. And twist. And take it back to center. Switch sides. Right hand behind you, vertical line first, and twist. Release the action of the twist. Now, you want to think about maintaining this neutral spine as you lean back. It's not going to be a perfectly neutral spine when you lean back, but do the best you can. What I don't want you to do is walk the hands back, round the spine, sink into it, right? And get this kind of really sloppy twist. I want you to think about leaning back with a much more neutral position. And then, with that more neutral position, bend the elbow, lean back to twist. Now, it's not going to be a perfectly neutral spine, that's okay, but I want you to think about keeping as much of that neutral spine as possible when you take this back to twist. Right? Because it's very easy for us to kind of get lazy, lose the support of that neutral spine, and then twist from this kind of weird spot, right? So I want you to avoid that by being very conscious about how you move into it. All right, re-lengthen. Take it back to center. This time, let's take it into forward fold. Turn with your fingertips. Turn your fingertips back again. Walk your hands slightly back. Lift the chest, broaden your shoulders, gently looking up again. So a slight angle. It's not looking straight up. It's just slightly angling forward. Now walk your hands in a little bit as you tilt the torso forward. Try not to round and shrug your shoulders, but instead keep that lengthiness of the spine. There is a slight back bend happening. So you're leading with the heart center forward. Keep the spine in neutral position and do the best you can. As you lean forward, you'll start to feel the pull of the back of the legs, right? That's okay as long as you keep the legs engaged. A slightest bend of the knees will keep you from hyperextension. And then keep leaning forward to as far as you can go that your hamstrings will allow you and your lower back. Now, once you get to a certain point, let's say you have a little bit more flexibility. Then you can start to walk your hands forward, maintaining that lengthiness. Maybe you can go a little bit further. Maybe you can go even further. To the point that maybe you can flatten to the floor, right? For those of you who are newer to a practice, may not have the experience, but maybe you have the flexibility, right? Then you can work on flattening the torso toward the floor, best you can. All right, let's walk it back in. Let's take the feet a little bit wider. We'll side bend again. Left hand to inside the left leg. Right arm out, overhead. Keep leaning toward the left side the best you can, as far as you can go. Okay, I'll come back to face front again, face you guys again. Right, so if you have, again, more mobility, more flexibility, go as far down as you can, maybe to the point that your forearms can come down. If that is the case, press the outside of the left arm to the inner left leg. And that will give you more resistance to stack the shoulders. So everyone should be looking to stack the shoulders. Now, if you're having a difficult time and the right shoulder is collapsing and you're facing down, take the right hand back behind you. Press the top of the right hand to the lower back. Stack the right shoulder by retracting the right shoulder back. That will give you a better sense of rotating of the torso up toward the sky. So that's what you want in the side bend. Rotation of the torso upwards towards the sky. It doesn't have to face all the way up. You want to look to at least stack your shoulders. And then as you keep going deeper in the side stretch, you're getting a right side stretch. Now, if you're not using your right hand behind you, maybe you have the extension of grabbing the left foot with your right hand. If that's not you, you can just keep extending your right arm out. Now, let's say you're also really quite low and you want to support the head. Right? You can keep the hand to your head and support. If you're not that low, you're here, this is perfectly fine to stay. This is perfectly fine to stay. So all those are really great options. All right, let's start to make your way back up, and let's twist to the left once again. So that twist will give you a neutralization of the spine from that side stretch. All right, let's take it back to center, other side. Press your right hand to inner side of the right leg. Raise your left arm out and up as you keep sliding over to the right side. You're getting deeper into side stretch. Now you want to keep maintaining that your shoulders are roughly stacked one over the other so that as you keep going over to the right, you're getting deeper side extension. Now if your left shoulder is beginning to collapse as you slide over to the right, then you can help yourself by taking the assist. Left hand behind you. The top of the left hand press into your lower back. Using that to help you retract the left shoulder up and back in space, and now you're more actively stacking the shoulders. And maybe with that, you can concentrate on sliding even more, and perhaps the right forearm can touch down. So this is a very good option to stay if you want. You have also the option to extend the left arm overhead, or if you have the extension to bind, you can take the left hand to grab the right foot to keep stacking. Also, you have the option of supporting your head or not. Also, you can be higher up with a half bind, left hand behind you, or the arm over the ear. So all those are really good options. The key point is to look for stacking of your shoulders, right? Arm overhead. If your shoulders are tight, the arm can come back behind you. The arm can even go over to the side if that helps you with the extension, but also with the stacking, right? So this is a good option as well. And as you progressively get deeper, you can go overhead. All right, let's start to come back up, and then let's twist to the right again to neutralize your spine. Back to center. Let's come into the forward fold again. This time, we'll take it at a slightly easier positioning. I'll let you round the spine in the forward fold. So let's take your hands forward. Keep your legs nice and engaged. Your toes should be working to point straight up to the sky, right? So reach forward the best you can. If you are able to, take the forearms down. And in this position, you can go ahead and round your spine a little bit. Now, if you're flexible and you can maintain a lengthened spine with a lift, now I want you to work on that. So that's a much better posture if you can fold forward with a straighter spine. If not, in this case, you can round. Now, for those of you who are really tight, perhaps all you can handle is coming forward just a little bit. If that is the case, still try to maintain lengthiness, right? If you're high up like this, if you allow yourself to round, then you're really not doing much of anything, right? So you really should, if you're quite high, look for lengthiness, neutral spine. Maybe even feel like your sternum is reaching forwards, right? And that will give you a sense of a lift of the upper back, which is what you want here. Now, for those of you who have blocks, perhaps if you can't take the forearms all the way down, here is where you can prop up. It's a very nice position for you to stay here to work on stretchiness through the hamstrings and the inner thighs, also openness of the glutes and the hips, as well as lengthiness and supporting of the lower back. And this might give you also the opportunity to feel like you're lifting the upper back as well. Okay, so we're going to hold this here for a few breaths. What's important is if you're not very flexible, for you to build flexibility, it requires for you to move progressively, appropriately and slowly, and then also to hold it for a while, right? The muscles require time to release. So you want to practice a lot, repeated action, as well as move slowly into progressively getting deeper. And you want to hold on to it. So what you will notice is, even if you're not very flexible, as you're holding the pose and you spend some time in it, right, you start to feel like your muscles start to release. What was at first very difficult, really tight, will start to release as your muscles lengthen a little bit and open a little bit. And as you hold the next few breaths, you'll feel the muscles relax a little bit. And once the muscles relax and give you a little bit more flexibility, then you can work progressively into a deeper position. So this is the middle section. You can always use the higher section, right? The middle and the lower. So now, if you go to lower, you're still assisted, you're still higher than your forearms on the floor, but you are working a little bit deeper than if you were here. All right, let's make your way back up. So by now, your inner thighs and your hamstrings are screaming a little bit, right? So you have to be very careful in coming out. To support your inner thighs above the knee joints and pull up, and that will bend your knees. As you bend your knees, let the soles of the feet come toward each other. Let's touch the heels and let the toes turn out. This is an easier position for your hips. Let the heels come forward a little bit so you have a nice, a wide but long diamond shape. Again, you can round your back as much as you want right now. So I want you to go easy, right? As you round forward, this will continue to give the hip opening, so you just slowly making your way in. Come back up, support with your hands behind you. You can even lean back a little bit. Now draw the knees up and separate your feet about max width distance. Keep on your heels, and this time, you're going to turn your knees toward each other. So you're going from the outer rotation, opening of the hips, into the closing of the hips, the opposite direction, this inner rotation. So this will give you a release because you're going in the opposite direction. Come back to neutral. Walk your feet back in just a little bit. Stay on the heels, and the windshield wipe your knees side to side. And these types of movements are very neutralizing. All right, the next time you drop your knees over to the left, start to sit up tall and draw the right heel back a little bit. So now you have a letter S with your legs. Take the left hand to support to the floor. You can bring in your fingertips if you want. Raise your right arm up, and then extend through the right fingertips up. Walk your left hand further out. You might even turn your left fingertips out, and then start to side bend in a slightly higher position. We'll get lower as we progressively go to the left. Walk your left hand further out. Maybe you can come to your palms, and then side bend again. If you can manage, take the left forearm down. Reach even more. Now, once you find that side extension, hopefully your left forearm is down. You're going to start to take the right shoulder to drop as well, and then grip the right fingertips down. So now you should feel a very nice rotation onto your spine. You're fully supported with the legs in the S position. Now grip the fingertips, right fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, crawl the right fingertips further out. As you extend out, your right shoulder blade, and toward the mid-spine, your thoracic spine, you'll start to feel a rotation. This is your thoracic twist. Now keep your left forearm strongly pressing down and the left shoulder lifting away from the floor. So the left side is lifting, but as you reach your right hand further out, the right side is descending. And that's what's giving you the deeper rotation of the mid-spine, your thoracic twist. Walk your hands back in, lift back up, Keep your legs as they are, and counter twist to the right. Back to center, right arm parallel to floor, right elbow soft, your fingertips are soft. Inhale, draw the right elbow back. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, draw the right elbow back. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, twist left. Stay twisting. And keep your left fingertips pressing down as you use that resistance. Keep rotating through the spine. Right fingertips reaching further and further to your left. Release, come back to center, counter twist to the right. Back to center. Draw the right knee forward and step the right heel down again. Support with your hands, lift the knees back up. Readjust your feet so you're nice and even. And then let's windshield wipe your knees side to side again. The next time, you take the knees over to the right, start to sit up tall. Right? Then you're going to have to adjust your left leg, come back a little bit. So now you have a reverse letter S with your legs. Okay? So let's start to take the right hand to the floor and start to twist. We extend it. Right hand to the floor on your fingertips. Left arm up. Extend upwards first. Then start to side bend. Maybe your right palm comes down. Start to side bend a little bit. Now, if you can manage, walk your right hand further out and reach a little bit more. Then hopefully you can take the right forearm down and support with the right forearm and extend a little bit deeper. So getting a very nice left side stretch now. Right? There's still not that much action in your lower back and your hips yet. It's all on the side stretch. Now, as you keep the right arm supported, let the left shoulder start to descend. And grip the left fingertips to the floor. Now, once you have your left hand down, you're going to feel a lot more rotation in your mid-spine, but also that gives you this stretch, this rotation on your lower back as well. There's a lot of mid-thoracic twist, which is what we're trying to do here, the thoracic twist. Now, as you grip the left fingertips to the floor, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crawl the left fingertips even further out, and that will give you the extension of the arm, shoulder into your shoulder blades, and then going into your mid-thoracic spine in the twist. Keep the right forearm pressing down and the right shoulder lifting, but as you crawl the left fingertips out, the left shoulder starts to descend even more, and that will give you your thoracic twist. Middle spinal twist. All right, walk your left hand back in. Take it back up. Walk the right hand in. Stay on the right fingertips. Lift the left arm. Left elbow soft. Left fingertips are soft. Inhale. Draw the left elbow back. Exhale. Twist to the right. Inhale. Draw the left elbow back. Exhale. Twist to the right. Inhale. Draw back. Exhale. Twist. Stay twisting. Now, as you push your right hand to the floor, right fingertips to the floor, draw the right shoulder back. Then also reach with your left fingertips to rotate more deeply. Release, come back to center, and then counter twist to your left. Back to center again. Draw the left knee forward a little bit. Lift the knees back up, supporting with your hands. And then windshield wipe your knees once again. Come back to center. Soles of feet together this time. So you should be able to more readily take the soles of feet together. Knees apart. And draw the heels in a little bit closer this time, or a lot closer. Draw it in as close as you can. Grabbing the ankles. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. This time, the best you can, keep lengthiness of the spine. You may not go as far forward as you would like or imagine. That's okay. You're looking for lengthiness of the spine as you take it forward. Also, you're not reaching with your chin, right? You're neutral in your spine. You're looking down. Think about the heart center with a neutral spine, leaning forward, hinging at the hips. Now, if you want more action, you can crush your elbows to your inner thighs. And that'll give you more rotation of the hips. Also, it stabilizes you a little bit more, right? Giving you more resistance to lean forward for the forward fold. And start to come back up again. Now, keep the left heel down like this. Shift to your left side and step the right heel out. Move the right heel slightly further out, right? And you're on the heel. Then support with both hands forward or in front of you to either side of your left leg. Okay, so maybe go in front. You want to free up enough space for your right leg. We're going to roll the right knee forward and back, going into the hip joint. All right, hands to the floor. All right, roll the right knee forward, roll the right knee back. Roll the right knee forward, roll the right knee back. Roll forward, roll back. Two more. Roll forward, roll back, roll forward, roll back. Keep rolling back. Gently press your right thigh away, and that will give you even more opening into the hips, but also inner right thigh is getting stretched. Release, come back to center. Step the right heel in. Draw the left heel in, and you're going to intersect the right heel in front of your left ankle. Then you're going to tilt the weight to the left side. So you're on the outer left hip, outer left leg. The right feet comes off the floor. Okay, we'll take it into a gentle forward fold. Left hand to the floor, right arm up, and gently draw forward. Now keep in mind that you want the right shin to be vertical. All right, so this is a very nice right hip opener, lower back stretch. And depending on your flexibility, if you're really low, right, you can also get the upper back as well. But either way, whether you're a little higher or a little bit lower, keep reaching forward with your right fingertips. Keep drawing the right knee in toward the midline, right, toward the right shoulder. Try not to let the knee fall out to the side. Keep drawing inwards. Keep crawling the right arm forwards. All right, so now it's a very nice right arm, right shoulder stretch, as well as outer left leg, lower back, right hip, right glutes. All right, walk it back in. Keep the legs as they are. Twist to the right. Now, for those of you where wrapping the left arm around the right leg is difficult, it forces you to round too much, then take a hand instead. So you can free up the space to sit up tall and then rotate. Take it back to center. Swing the right leg back behind you for pigeon. All right? So you're standing on top of the left shin. You're in a pointed toe position. Left thigh angles out to side, 30 to 45 degrees. The reason for that is if your left leg is this way, you're actually balancing on the triangle, right? Both hands supporting. Inch your right knee as far back as you can, untuck the toes. Walk your hands back. As you lower the hips, you should feel that you're pretty level in the hips and your spine is pretty vertical. Right? There might be a back bend, that's okay. You're looking for a vertical line. Once you're here and you feel like you're pretty level and balanced, you may not even need your hands. That could be a test. Then once you have all that set, make your way forward. You can be in your forearms. You can make pillows with the hands. Now keep in mind, and I'll give you a side view here. Keep in mind in your pigeon, most of us, because also this is basics class, most of us are not going to be sitting down on the left side. Because your left leg is out to the side, you're at an angle. It's going to be more difficult for you to sit down, which is what we want. We do not want to sit down here unless you're very, very flexible, like ballet dancer flexible, contortionist flexible, right? You're not going to be sitting all the way down. Very few of us can do that, right? Because it just is very demanding on the knees and the hips for this pigeon. So if that's the case, make sure you're on your shin, thighs angled out, you level the pelvis as you make your way forward. That is key. You want levelness of the pelvis. You want straight spine. Because if you're sitting down on one side, you're going to be tilting, you're going to be collapsing on one side, you're not going to be level, and then also your spine will probably be curved. So all that throws off the proper alignment of your pose, right? So make sure you are level in the pelvis and the spine is shooting straight forward. All right, walk it back in. Take the left feet down, swing the right leg forward, extend the left leg forward again, and then let's just shake out your hips. Sorry, shake out your legs side to side, up and down here. Then maybe flex and point your feet a bunch of times. So all this movement is actually neutralizing your legs, right? You probably feel a rush of blood on your left leg right now, right? Because the front leg, the left leg was bent, and you're putting pressure on it. So you're cutting off a little bit of circulation, right? So now you're getting the circulation back, and this movement really aids in you getting some circulation. All right, second side. You're going to draw the right heel in, okay? And step the left foot out. So your heel is slightly further out. You want the hands to be on front of you to the right side, framing your right leg. If your hand is here, when you roll, right, it's going to get in the way. So that's why you want to move your hands, your arms away from you a little bit. So I think on front of the right shin with the left arm, and behind the right thigh with the right arm. Okay? Flex your left foot, you're on your heel so you can easily roll. So roll the left knee forward, roll the left knee back. So your torso can rotate a little bit as well. Roll the left knee forward, roll the left knee back. Roll forward, roll back. Roll forward, roll back. I think we have one more. Roll forward, roll back. Stay rolling back and then gently press your left thigh away from you. So this will give you a nice inner left thigh stretch into your hip creases and your groin. All right, I'll continue to give you a side view here. All right, start to release. You're going to swing the left leg forward. Draw the right heel back a little bit and draw the left heel back as well. So you're intersecting your left heel to the right ankle, right? So this is kind of like a joint right here, right? All right, and then notice you're also tilting to the right a little bit. You're actually sitting on outer right hip, outer right leg. Your left seat actually comes off the floor a little bit. Also, making sure that you have a vertical shin right here. All those elements are alignment. Right hand to floor for support. Left arm is up, lengthen, and then start to reach forward. Now, as you lunge, lean forward, right? Get to a certain point, then support with your hands. Then you want to recheck your alignment. Is your left shin still vertical? You are. Are you still sitting on the outer right leg? Then once you have that in place, support with your right hand and start to lean forward. Now think about a straighter spine the best you can first. Then once you reach your maximum in the forward fold, then adjust your left hand, reach it further forward. Then once you have your left hand supported, inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Can you crawl the left fingertips even further? And then can you fold forward a little bit more? Then recheck your alignment of your left shin. Is it still vertical? Then come back, deepen in the walking of the left hand forward, deepen in the forward fold, and then keeping the alignment. So staying here for a few more breaths. All right, so this is getting the outer right hip, outer right leg. Lower back stretch, upper back stretch through your arms and fingers, and then the left knee drawing in towards center, keeping the alignment of the pose. All right, begin to walk it back in. Keep the legs as they are, and wrap the right arm around the left leg to twist. Now, if that forces you to round and shrug because your shoulders are tight, right? So take the hands instead, try to sit up vertically the best you can, and rotate from that vertical line. Inhale back to center, Counter twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Swing the left leg all the way back and stand on the right shin. So again, you're on a pointed toe position on top of the right shin. If your hips are, also the right thigh angles out 30 to 45 degrees. If your hips are still really high, support with your hands, inch your left knee further back and lower the hips a little bit more. Now, you should feel a significant amount of stretch to your right glutes here, right? Once you have that, you want to realign, walk your hands in the best you can, and sit up tall. You should feel pretty level here. You should feel pretty balanced, vertical line with your spine. And then once you have all that measured out, now you're ready to walk your hands forward, forearms down, or making pillows with the hands and resting your forehead. Staying here for the next few breaths. All righty. When you're ready, start to make your way back up. Take the right feet down. Swing the left leg back forward. Right leg forward. Support with your hands, right? And shake out your legs just a little bit. So you should feel a rush of blood going into your right leg right now. To the point that you might even feel like it's a little bit cold and tingly, right? And then flex and point a bunch of times. All right, once you're ready, bend your knees, swing your legs back. Let's come onto your hands and your knees. All right, so with your hands and your knees, hands about shoulders width, middle fingers or index fingers point straight forward. Your hands are about shoulders width, line up your shoulders over your wrists, vertical line. Same thing with your hips and your knees, right? Your knees are about 1/5 distance, right? Maybe a little bit wider. And then your hips over your knees. So these are your hands and knees. So let's take some cat-cows. Inhale, draw the navel down, raise the tail, raise the back of the head. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Come back to neutral spine. Walk your hands forward, one hand print. Draw the energy of the seat back, but you're not sitting down, okay? You're going to draw the energy of the seat back and feel like the tail, right, is pointing upwards. So there is a lifting of your tail, which gives you a slight back bend. With that slight back bend on the lower back, that also lifts your chest a little bit, and then the gaze looks forward just a little bit. I want to give you a slight back bend toward your lower back. Come to neutral, and then this time you're going to take your tail and tuck it in. So as you tuck it in, you're pointing the tail toward the heels, and the pelvis moves up and forward and in, and chin toward the chest. You see how now this is stretching your lower back instead of arching your lower back? So this is a forward fold, whereas the other one is a back bend. All right, release that. You're going to take your hands forward, one more hand print. Again, reach your tail back and up toward the sky as you tilt the tail up. Maybe if you have more range, you can start to press your chest a little bit further down. Right? You don't have to go that far. Now notice how hard you have to press your hands down for resistance, right? So this pressing of the hands down helps you to reach your tail back and tilt up. It also helps you to lean the weight toward your chest going downwards. You see how now you're getting a much deeper back bend, but now there's more action on your middle spine. Start to release, come back up, and again, tuck your tail down, pointing your tail toward the heels, pull the navel in, and draw the chin toward the chest. And start to release. If you have it in you, one more. Walk your hands even further forward. Reach your tail back. Arch your lower spine. Press your chest toward the floor. Now, let's see if you're able to draw the chin toward the floor. And maybe most of the arms toward the floor. Right? This is quite deep. If you're not there in flexibility, that's perfectly fine. Right? You can stay here or even further back, right? So the point is, you're working on back bending and also forward bending in progression. This is called puppy pose. Lift back up. Now, this time, everyone, untuck the toes and take it into child's pose. Now, you want to press your hands strongly to the floor. And you want to reach your seat toward the heels as deeply as you can first. Once you have that nice stretch of the seat toward the heels, now you're ready to release your upper back and release your head toward the floor. You might still want to apply a little bit of pressure of your hands to the floor so you can draw your seat toward the heels a little bit more firmly, more actively. And let's start to take it back up. Take a gentle camel pose. Now, for those of you who have sensitive knees, if you have a blanket or a towel, you may easily get some extra padding to your knees. You're going to be standing on the knees. Of course, if you have the width and you need more cushioning, you can always double up. Now, let's say if you don't have any of that stuff, you can take the mat, right? Fold it in and in again, and here you just tripled the mat. Okay, we'll take a supported camel pose. So again, the knees are about 1/5 distance apart, and that will help you more or less measure out the width of your hips. Okay, tucking your toes under. Take the hands to your lower back. Your palms are supporting the lower back. Your fingers are rounding the top of the glutes. With the support of your hands and your palms, draw the elbows back. When you draw your elbows back and toward each other, that draws openness through the front of the chest. Then lean the hips forward, right, and that starts to activate your quads. With that counterbalance of the hips moving forward, now you can more readily lean the upper torso back. So this is supported back bend here. Now, of course, you're welcome to stay here, especially if you're working with any kind of condition or if you're not very flexible at all. If you're okay to reach back with your hands to your heels, this is your full camel pose. Once you lean back, you want to counterbalance by moving your hips forward. You want to broaden your chest. Now, if your neck is not so strong and healthy, then keep looking forward like this. The head is lifted. However, if your neck is strong and healthy, then you can drop the head back. The reason why you want to make sure you make that determination is because once you drop the head back, the neck is in a very relaxed position, right? It's elongated. Now then, to reactivate the muscles of the neck, to lift the head back up, that is quite difficult, right? So if you don't have a strong neck, or if you have any kind of injuries around your neck, then you don't want to do that. Just keep the gaze looking forward. This is much better for you. All right. Start to make your way back up. And then untuck the toes and take the seat toward the heels. Right? And then once you have your hands, once you have the seat down and your hands on top of the thighs, you can round the back a little bit, chin toward the chest. And this will give you the opposite, right? So we just took a back bend. Now it's a rounded forward bend. Take it back to center again and stay here. Let's take a side stretch. Right hand to the floor, left arm is overhead, and side stretch. And I'll come back to face you once again, so you can see. Then you're going to let the left arm, left shoulder start to descend. Bend your left elbow and see if you can touch your elbow to the top of the right leg. Keep supporting with your right hand and twist. All right, so this is a slightly higher position for those of you who don't have a lot of flexibility and need to stay a little higher. If you have the mobility to go lower, the left forearm comes down and you're leaning forward a little bit more and you're twisting a little bit more. All right? Either you're a little higher, or if you have a little more flexibility, go a little bit lower and twist. Start to release, make your way back up. Sit on your heels once again. Left hand to the floor. Right arm is up, and side bend to your left. Then, keeping the side stretch, start to let the right shoulder descend as you bend the right elbow. First step is right elbow to top left leg, supporting with your left hand, and apply pressure downwards with the right arm to rotate to your left and twist. All right, you may stay a little higher here, or take the right forearm down. Press your left hand down and twist deeper. Start to make your way back up. Stay in that kneeling position. If you can easily touch your hands to the floor, also then walk your hands slightly back, and then you're leaning back just a little bit. Lift the chest, broaden your shoulders, and again, if your neck is not strong and healthy, don't drop the head back. Keep looking forward instead. But you can still broaden the chest by kissing your shoulder blades together toward each other and spreading the front of the shoulders. And start to release. Come back up. Draw the feet to one side. Extend the legs forward. See the spinal twist. Left leg stays extended. Step the right foot over your left leg. Now keep the left leg engaged. So that means you're flexing your foot, toes point straight up. Try not to let the toes roll side to side as you twist, okay? Keep it pointing straight up. So it's a lot of effort pressing down. Right hand to the floor behind you. Left arm is up on the inhale, lengthy spine. Exhale, rotate through that lengthiness. Then left arm to the top of the right leg to twist. If this is difficult for you, and it forces you to round and shrug your shoulders, then better to then take the arm instead to the front of the leg. See if that gives you a little bit more space to sit up tall. If even that is difficult, then take the hand to the top of the leg. Sit up tall and rotate from there. Back to center again. Counter twist to your left. Back to center, switch legs. Right leg extended. Step the left foot over. Make sure you flex your right foot and pull the toes back. Point the toes straight up. Ground the left foot to the floor. Left hand is behind you. Inhale, right arm up, elongate through a lengthier spine, vertical spine, and twist from there. And again, right arm, right elbow, pressing to top of the left leg, or wrap the right arm around the left leg, or wrap the right hand around the left leg. The most important key point here in the rotation, vertical spine, in neutral position as you twist. Take it back to center again, counter twist. Back to center, extend both legs forward. Let's take the forward fold again. Arms up, and lean forward with a neutral spine as far as you can. Then move your arms. Your hands can grab the feet, ankles, or your shins, something to just hold on to, all right, for support. Re-lengthen because chances are you've already rounded. Neutral, back of the neck, cervical spine, and then deepen in the forward fold by hinging at the hips. Take it back up again with your hands supporting. Slide the hands out to lower onto your back. Right? That technique is particularly important for those of you who are suffering from any kind of conditions of the back, right? Or pains or injuries. All right, left arm stays out, left knee comes in and twists to the right. Right? Because lowering down onto the back is actually quite strenuous on your lower back. So if you have any kind of back issues, right, you want to use your arms to help you carry some of the weight of the torso as you lower onto your back. Take it back to center, switch legs, switch arms, and twist to your left. Right? For any of us who have thrown out our backs, right? That's when we realize, oh my God, you can't do anything without the support of your back, right? And so then the simplest of tasks that we don't even think about normally, like lowering onto a seated position, lowering onto a reclining position, like laying down in bed, is practically impossible, right? Unless you get all the support you need, right? So that's why until we throw out our backs, we don't realize how much we rely on the back to support us, right? So that's why not use our hands to support us as we start to recline back, even if we're not feeling any pains, right? All right, come back to center and gently hug both knees in. Let's bring your body back into a left and right symmetry. All right, step the feet to the floor. Gently slide the legs forward, let the feet separate, toes are turning out. Arms alongside the body, palms face up, eyes are closed, lips gently touching, let the shoulders release, let the head release, let everything go, Shavasana. Final relaxation. All right. Start to draw your breath back in, moving your fingers and your toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching opposite direction. And then rolling over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-leg position. Reconnecting to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale from. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing in the practice. Come up. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing the practice with me today. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. 4-digit ID code, if you're prompted for verification, is 8096. Classes are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and Facebook. I'm also uploading those videos onto my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab, so please visit any of those platforms for classes. I am also doing in-studio classes at 25% capacity. All the information and instructions are on the website, simhayoga.com. Look for the pink text, and below that will be a waiver that you need to download and then also e-sign. So when you're sending me the email to pre-register, make sure you add and attach that waiver as part of your pre-registration. All right, so all the information is on there on my website, so please go ahead and take a look at that for any details. Thank you for your time. Do well. I hope to see you soon.